जैसे वली ज़ाहिद साहब फरमा रहे हैं कि ओवरऑल व्हाट्स हैपनिंग इज़ कि प्रैक्टिकलिटी जो है ना ऑफ HR हैज़ बिकम कोर एक्चुअली व्हेन यू टॉक अबाउट बिजनेस. अगर आप रियलिटी देखें आज ये हुआ है कि इट्स नॉट अबाउट HR इज़ नॉट अ साइलो. HR इज़ नॉट something which is on the sidelines. HR is something who sits on the board, and HR are the people who are members of the board deciding the fate of the organizations. आज अगर आप देखें तो जो टॉपिक है वो बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग है. All of you are HR students. I am an HR student, and if I look at the relationship basically of business and HR, actually it's actually a journey. 25 साल पहले जी मैंने अपनी जर्नी स्टार्ट की और उस वक्त बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग था. एक जर्मन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन से, वेरी कंजर्वेटिव, स्ट्रेट लाइन, सीमेंस, वन ऑफ द लार्जेस्ट इंजीनियरिंग ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस. HR का कॉन्सेप्ट क्या था जी? नो सेंटर ऑफ एक्सेलेंस, नो HR बिजनेस पार्टनरिंग, रादर देयर आर को-फंक्शंस, कॉम्प एंड बेन, परफॉर्मेंस मैनेजमेंट, organizational development, and on the sidelines, please meet us, business managers will decide everything. Very interestingly, these days actually the CEO of the organization actually has so much of emphasis on HR that every meeting that happens in this journey is actually attended by the HR heads. And typically aap sab to purview into what is happening in this industry. In the industry what is happening कि इस वक्त हमारे जितने businesses हैं, so let's talk about three main verticals across the board. So I've worked on all three verticals जी. So हम बात करते हैं LSM की, large scale manufacturing. Large scale manufacturing results आने शुरू हुए हैं जी इस साल. So आप ज़रा देखिएगा इस वक्त we are getting the results. 2.28 billion loss, 3 billion loss. कल आप 3 reports तो कल आए जी. Anglo Polymer 2.28 billion loss. What is happening actually? It's a very difficult time, and when it is a difficult time, the core answer to this is HR business partnering actually. That's the core. You cannot win without people. बड़ी इंटरेस्टिंग है ये मैंने तो 3 डिफरेंट कॉन्सेप्ट्स और 3 डिफरेंट जनरेशन्स के साथ काम किया है. एंड इफ़ यू लुक एट पीपल फ्रॉम जर्मन फिलोसफी, people from Japanese philosophy, and then you see people with American philosophy. I've worked with all of them and in international assignments. Interestingly, जो Japanese philosophy है जी, वो from the very start was all about people. वो दीवारों पे believe नहीं करते थे, वो मशीनों पे believe नहीं करते. What they believe in is people. And right now, if I look at all my national organizations, they've started to actually believe in this. And in reality, मैं आपको बताऊँ पिछले कोई 10 से 12 साल में, I've been part of major boards, and organizations like OICCI as well. And I can tell you the emphasis that CEOs are making in terms of, the major partnering of line and HR is the core for success altogether. आज अगर आप organizations देखें, I just want to give you an example, not of my organization, but I want to give you an example of an organization that has been really successful. And one of the auto industries में आप अगर देखें, so Kia is an organization जिसको आप last 3-4 years में देखें, it's been successful. Reason क्या है? Reason ये है कि ना तो machines, ना दीवारें. What they did right talent acquisition, right talent management, and then the business partnering was very, very close actually. That was the core. Now let's now view a successful structure, because here all of us are here to actually learn about what can be actually a better structure for HR when you want to be successful as an organization. So right now, jitne bade big writers across the American borders, you look at the Japanese border, the German border, everybody writes about a major structure which talks about center of excellence and HR business partnering. These are the two major structures that you have to follow in your organization if you want to make your CEO successful, if you want to make your board successful. That's very, very clear. और अगर हम center of excellence की बात करें, that normally is in the group level, and those are areas like organizational development, performance management. We talk about talent acquisition. Business partnering बड़ा interesting है. और ये मैं अब आपको अपने practical example से बताता हूँ, क्योंकि this has been a learning for me in the last 15 years. कि जब आप business partnering करते हैं and you are part of the line, actually what you are doing is, firstly you have to understand the business. You have to know what the business is all about. And if we are on the verticals, on the sidelines, we not be able to penetrate into the business. So, your core energy is to be with them, is to make them successful. And once these organizations and your line and your chief operating officers, your chief commercial officers, your head of supply chain recognize that you are a partner, you want to facilitate, you want to help, you want to make them grow, you don't want to pull them down, that's a time when you will be successful. And आज अगर आप major organizations across Pakistani देख लें, and आप देखें 10 to 15% of the successful big corporate organizations are following this actually structure altogether. So that is something which has been my experience, and currently अगर मैं बात करूँ तो इस वक्त जिस organization को मैं देख रहा हूँ, which is Treet Corp, is a very interesting kind of verticals where every business is different from each business actually. और आप ये सोचें कि for HR the complexity is growing, because एक organization है which is typically FMCG. The other organization is typically a large-scale manufacturing unit. The third organization is a pharmaceutical. Fourth is a packaging unit. Third is the auto industry. So, and HR is there in every place, governing all the areas which we have to actually penetrate. Now, if we can do a good job, all the facets of our business would be successful actually. So altogether, the clear understanding is that CEOs are successful only if people deliver. And people can only deliver if HR delivers. So it's very, very clear. So the topic is so interesting that, this would need actually a full day actually to capture. But this is a concept that is actually getting into all the areas right now across the world. So मैं आपको बताऊँ, because I've worked for MENA region across the board, I've worked for European region, I worked for the Thailand region as well. All of these areas now are focusing on one topic, and that is close association and business partnering with the line. That's core.